อนบ่ายก็จะเป็น2ภาษานะคะก็เป็น bilingual ใครมีคำถามอะไรนะคะหรือว่าอยาก raise some kind of concern นะคะตอนบ่ายก็จะเป็นสบายๆเนาะก็จะมาพูดคุยกันว่าพี่ๆที่หลังจากจบ MUIC ไปแล้วทำอะไรกันมาแล้วบ้างนะคะแล้วก็ มีแอบขำนะทำอะไรแล้วบ้างทำอะไรมาแล้วบ้างแล้วก็มีวิธีที่จะไปสู่career แบบนั้นได้ยังไงนะคะเรามาเริ่มกันที่พี่ทศก่อนละกันนะคะก็ในฐานะที่
แก่สุด
ไม่ได้พูดก็ so may I invite พี่ทศ just like to share with us about your personal career.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm not a runpi, I think I'm an uncle. I'm not going to tell you which ID I am. But this building was not built yet, so it was a long while ago. So yes, my name is Thosaphol Suppametheekulwat, or you can call me Pithot, Uncle Tot, whatever you like to call me. And if you see me outside, I will not remember you. You just have to say hi to me because there are so many of you here. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, the whole team. It's always great to be back. What have I done? I studied here. At that time, it was a Bachelor of Art. Business Administration was not here yet. So you can go check the history. And I graduated. I worked at the Toyota Motor. And I was pretty much brainwashed to work for my family because I have always been told that you're going to come back to work at the family. So don't be sad if you have to do that. But I had to work outside first to learn how to be a good staff and then how to be a good boss. Then I can go back to my family, which we transformed the business from an OEM business doing all the hardcore products like automotive parts or electronic appliances. Then my brother is also a designer, so we joined together and started a brand called Quality Design, and we exported to around 66 countries around the world. So after that, I started the family-owned distribution platform based in Europe, in Germany. And we distribute to all the design shops, all the museum shops, department stores, doing all the Thai brands and many Asian brands, the non-European brands. And then 2-3 years ago, I started my own business this time. It's a passionate business, which I get to see Pishin a little bit around, because we work mainly on plastic material. And I felt like there are just too much waste in Thailand, in the world. So I thought that maybe I can do something that is good for the world. So I started to do backward integration, collecting all the plastic waste from the ocean, from the city, and then make them the new reusable material and make it easier for companies to work with, so I can help the world more with that. So in short, my history is like that.
Okay, thank you very much พี่ชินคะ
Okay, so when I got in here, I was thinking to do biomedical science. It still exists here?
Still.
Okay, yeah. And somehow like doing diving club kind of changed my trajectory of my career. Like I joined Wayne Phillips here. He's here. His course on marine ecology, going out to the field, and I just like realized that, hey, after 10 years after, 20 years after, I want to live my life like in the field, being in nature, seeing all the wildlife, and just being where I love. And then so I changed my major into ecology, like the only dude in my year. It wasn't a mistake because like after that I just like stay on island for 3 or 4 years working on coral reef conservation. I got scholarship to do my master in shark research, and then I picked up photography, and then so I just like got in touch with Nat Geo and photographing my research. and start my career. So right now, I photograph news, I photograph conservation stories, I do research when I have free time. So yeah, I use other people's money to do what I love. Yeah.
Okay quite interesting เนอะ so น้องเจเจคะ
Similarly, the faculty also pay me to do what I like currently. After graduating, that was a long time ago also, but not as long as we don't. That was when CDP just opened for 3 years, 4 years, I'm not sure, and that was a long time ago. So I studied a CDP communication design program, but during that time, okay, so most of us would go and be a graphic designer or work in the designing field. I wanted to talk a lot. I want to share my love about art, about design, about books I read. And Ajahn would suggest that, okay, like JJ, maybe you want to teach. And I guess I have to get a master degree. I did teach briefly at MUIDS. And then, of course, like try to get a master somehow. But it was a big shift, you know, from doing a design field, a creative field, and go on to study about political and cultural concepts and theories. It was a hard time to shift from one disciplinary to the other. I took a lot of time doing that, dropping in, dropping out, serve some coffee here and there, and then finally get my master, one master and a half, 2 master, whatever that is. And finally, the faculty is kind enough to let me do what I like, which is talk about art and film currently now. Thank you. And that's what I've been doing so far.
Okay ค่ะ so as everyone is like a very distinguished MUIC alumni to return home นะ I think when you just like step into MUIC area it may brought you back about like the good memories that you already have when you studied together with us. So may I ask Pithot first ค่ะ what kind of like the best thing that you have about MUIC, your best memory?
Well, I think the best memories about MUIC, there are actually a lot, but I think friendship with many friends and freedom to live, actually. I see other friends from other universities having like all the miserable life that they have to go all through all the schedule on every day. So our life is like, you know, up and down, freedom. You have class at 8 o'clock. You start at 8?
Yes.
8 o'clock, and then it ends at 10. I might have another class at like 4 and finish at like 6. So I have to find something to do during the day, and then it was difficult to cope with in the first place because you know we came from. I was in Australia before I came here, so the schedule was like very punctual. On every class, you have to go to this and here and there. But when you turn out to MUIC, it was just like you have to manage yourself. So I'm like I don't understand why I was so rushed in studies. So I took like 21 to 24 credits a term every year, every term. So I was like, just to fill in my schedule, because I have to come here early in the morning to drop my sister off at the Satiwit. So I will be here like one of the first at the Jingzhou parking and the old one. So it's like 7:30, I'll be at the uni already. So I have to fill in all my classes. So I'm not like sitting down for free. And then at the end of the day, I have to pick up my sister again at the Ajahn Ping or whatever in there. So I can't go home early. But so I have like free time to join with my friends doing so many activities here, especially at the football field. Because my dad asked me if I come to school or I come to play football, because he never see me back with the university uniform.
Very good time management I guess นะคะ and also อยากพี่ชินค่ะ
Can I ask, is the Jingzhou still there?
still
Right now?
It's the one and the only
Because like when I was here, there wasn't Jingzhou. It was taken away, and me and my mates like stole it back from.
But first, do you know Jingzhou? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Who know what I'm talking about?
I don't think you know Jingzhou. Raise your hand if you don't know Jingzhou. It's fine. This is a question to see the generation คำถามวัดวัยค่ะใครทันจิงโจ้บ้างคะ
It's a generation gap. Here it is.
It's a legendary
sorry.
figure. Come on.
so PP, could you share where's the Jingzhou and
All right,
it
let's
food
talk
is
about Jingzhou then
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's just the
Very
bin. You
crucial.
know where Papu is. Everybody knows where Papu is, right?
พ่อขุนทุ่งพ่อขุนทุ่ง
This is where you have to go and pray for your next class, next exam, right? Everybody knows that. So along the way, you see like the walkway from there, and then you see like a little park, and then there are like Jingzhou bins, the kangaroo bins, along on the left and right, and that's where you go past. That's the area where you call Jingzhou, and then near Papu you have a kappa, which now I don't know what it is.
ต้นกล้าฟ้าใส
Brew and breath.
ไม่ใช่
Okay.
เปลี่ยนแล้วเปลี่ยนแล้ว
Okay.
เป็นต้นกล้าฟ้าใส
So here we come. We talk about the 37 years history. So let's share the history then.
ใช่ค่ะ
No,
it's just like the area
But it's also
yeah.
a myth behind the Jingzhou, and have you did that?
No, because like somebody took out Jingzhou to put into like the park and like the Thai.
Well, maybe
But
at your gen, but in my gen, Jingzhou is back there.
Because like my years we stole
Oh,
it back.
thank you very much. I need that. Because do you know why we need that Jingzhou? Because we need to crawl under it to get good grades.
Now?
ใช่ no, back then.
จิง
Back
โจ้
then.
ไม่ใช่ elephant นะ
It is, but but it's like a trick, you know, like you go to Phok Khun
Oh my
Thung to
God.
pray for your good grade, but if you still insist that you really want that good grade, you gotta crawl under the belly of the Jingzhou, and then you come out, and then you might get good grade. It's like,
Who started that?
I have no idea.
Not my year.
Well, it was a rumor around my year, so.
Yes.
did your
so-
dad did that
Someone did that, yes. It wasn't me, but maybe bring back the Jingzhou crawling, yes, 2023.
I think by now we have one or two Jingzhou left right just only one so for those who never see Jingzhou before let's explore it I will give you a hint it's not so far from MUIC old building not so far from Phok Khun Thung and then you can get and explore this afternoon no?
Crawl under it for your final, crawl.
So apart from like, yeah, this is the final times already, so we are now gearing toward. So apart from Phok Khun Thung, then you have another source of mentality, spirituality support for your final exam. Good luck all. Okay, where's my next question?
Your good memory.
Your good memories.
So every time I come here, I just take photo of like the Jingzhou, and because like during my year, I just stay there. Like that's those two park like with a walkway. We just like stay there all day, and it used to be smoking area. So yeah, we just take turn coming back, have coffee, go to class, and we just stay there all the time. And you know, I just miss my friend there.
Do you still keep in touch with your friends?
Oh, barely. Yes, it's just,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as time go by, I quite understand in order to keep in touch together with our friends, or like the university's friend is like kind of, yeah, we have like other things to do, น้องเจเจคะ what is your best memories about apart from crawling around
I
Jingzhou?
didn't do that.
Okay.
But yes, there's a lot of amazing memories like, that I cherish a lot. Coming from a Thai school and join MUIC is a totally new experience for me. So the best experience is probably when you get A for the first time on the first trimester too, on the first subject that you take. It was an amazing feeling. I never get an A before when I was a high school student from Thai school. Getting an A from Ajahn, and of course like from subject that I'm very bad at, say like math. I never passed math, and when I joined MUIC, I get A in math and science too. And I'm like, well, you know, it was an sorry, it was an amazing experience really to when Ajahn and the university valid you that way, because back in Thai school they don't do that, but when the best university validate you that hey, you're good at this, you're fine at this, and that's a great feeling because I never get to talk of what I like before, but here it requires you to talk, right, in class. Ajahn encourage you to talk. The class require you to participate, and it kind of changed my mind of how education is supposed to be, and it's very impressive, and that's why like I'm stuck here now, I guess.
I think this is what Nong JJ taught is also about that I received the comments from like the alumni or even like in the recent time, the students that also raised this kind of point that here study in MUIC, the ajans, the lecturer already encourage you to talk, to speak, express your own self. So this is the kind of thing that I think learning atmosphere here in MUIC was like very, very well facilitate your self-confidence in terms of like the expressions, your own feeling, something like that นะคะพี่ทศ right at the beginning when you introduce yourself you just mentioned that right at the beginning comparing to your friend that they have to help their family business and then you just like decide to work outside the family business. I do believe that here in MUIC quite a number of the students already have that kind of like the career path as well. Right. So, what kind of like your recommendation for the recent student to express their self-confidence, inform their parents about this kind of situations?
You mean if they don't want to be in the family?
Right.
Just ignore. Honestly, never go in because once you get in, you can never get out. It took me until today, XX years, that I'm trying to get out to do a new business, but they don't want to allow me. So if you want to do something, just follow your dream. Life is short because when you go back to your family, you get all the heritage, their staff, their customers, their way of working, their production line, everything. So I was once asked them, why send me to school? When you ask me to do whatever you want me to, all the time, I was having a lot of argument, but I managed to work with them for so many years, and still working with them. But if you have your dream and you want to do it, especially if you can do it when you're young, and spending others people money to live your dream, that's the best thing, right? Because when you go back and then you're an entrepreneur, everything is your own money. And then, whatever if whatever mistake you make, it hurts in terms of your pocket, but maybe you gain some experience, but maybe you can gain some more experiences with the other people money. So just go do it. And then at one point, if you know that you're going to have to come back, then just come back. But if it's good that you want, if it's like a business that you want to go and do it, you make an agreement first on what kind of authority you're going to have. Because I know really well what MUIC students are like, because I'm one of yours. So I know like I'm gonna fight with them, argue with them all the time. Not just the mom, not just the dad, the brother, the sisters.
The teacher too.
Yeah, and the teachers. Yeah. So just go and do and live your dream. That's it. That's what I can tell. But if you have to do it, just go do it and make the transformation to see what you can do to make your life happier.
Live your life happy, so to speak.
I would like to add, I think that most of us here come from family who have plans for you, yes. But I think that they only have plans for you because they worry about you. What I did also, because my family also have backup plans, saying like if I didn't launch quite well, they say, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? We can find somewhere, something for you to do. But then we also got to prove to our parents or our family, right, that, hey, I'm very passionate about this. I'm good at this. Please let me do it. And that's what I did. Like Ajahn get me a gig at MUIDS, and then I teach there for a year, and I tell my family, I'm okay at this, I'm fine at this, I'm gonna do my master, I have things planned out, and then prove to them that you can do this, mom, dad, family, you don't have to be worried, I'm fine. I'm still proving them until today, but it's a long process, but be passionate with what you do, and then prove to them that you don't have to be worried. I think that's also part of.
Can I add a bit?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if your families have like your own business, something like that, that is like a true privilege that you can go out for a year or two, try things, and success or screw up, and you can still ล้มบนฟูก Yeah, so you wouldn't die.
Fall on the mattress.
Die from the profession.
Don't die.
Because let's say for mine, it's like quite competitive. If you don't reach there, in the end, like you just can't find a job and go need to do something else, and that's like very common. So if you have a chance to try something, yeah, why the hell not?
Just to add a little bit on that, like, you know, they will always look at you as a young boy or girl. Even you turn 40, you turn 50, they still see you as a young baby, no matter what. So like me, I started my new business 2 years ago, and the first blessing was you're gonna go bankrupt. That was really the first.
Quite challenging blessing.
That was the first blessing. Like they still try. Like, don't do it. Even like after 6 months, don't do it. You're gonna go bankrupt. I said, I want to do it. I already crossed the line from the line that they draw
borderline.
for a long time, and I decided to jump out, and I still have the string like pulling there all the time, but I'm not gonna go back. But I still do it for them because now I'm more important than in the past, that they can't miss me, something like that.
Also, it's also relevant to pitching as well, no? I think like right at the beginning you start your career, it might be extremely challenging because this is like the career, like unique. It is like the unique one.
Yeah, I would say it's quite unique. And in my early years, okay, I saved up the money to get my huge camera from when I was doing research assistant. When I doing my master, I got like, I help doing research, I help teaching, and use like those money to invest in a camera, because like who knows that there's no guarantee to get paid for assignment in this profession.
Right.
And yeah, in the first few years, it was hard, but so I think like my example can't be applied to anyone, even all photographers. It's like I have my own specialty. Because like I love marine biology, I love science, and I have this knowledge. So I established my own niche. And if you are just like too general and not a specialist, it's quite hard to stand out for the crowd. Yeah. So one good thing is, I had so much argument with my families. Like even when I started like getting paid to do this job, but let's say they don't have family business for me to go back anyway. Yeah, my house is just a bit like, not that comfortable. But when I get paid enough and I support them enough, they just like,
To prove them that you can make it.
yeah, but
Right.
but if I screw up, I don't know what to do either. I might just like do my PhD in Australia or something.
So this is the option right after you screw up.
Yeah, so
Study
that's my
PhD.
backup plan. Go do PhD, get a grant.
So talking about or bring back about like the educations, what would you like to recommend the recent students for their for pursue the career that they love, or what kind of like the preparations for the students who are now studying at MUIC?
For what I think, just before like my graduation year, I talked to Douglas. He's still here. Douglas Ryan.
He's still here.
He told me something that really opened my perspective. That like, okay, for bachelor degree, you are not here to like be like, yeah, I'm success. I'm gonna win this and that in the world. You're here to learn how to function properly in a society, to discover yourself, to know like who you are, to learn about like who you actually are. So this time, don't worry too much, don't stress out too much about your grade. Just survive at that's just like minimum requirement. The rest, know people, talk, function, develop yourself, your personality, to learn what you like. Try clubs. Like right now, I also like regret that I might spend some time in a debate club. Although debate club people are a bit boring, but at least they have their way to argue, and yes, it's a good experience to learn, develop the skills, and not only like for what you're doing in your major. Let's say for me right now, I'm very interested in culture and history, so and also politics. So it would be great to, let's say, like hang out more with social science students, just explore and discover who you are. I would
So
say.
let's enjoy the student life.
And survive.
Yeah. Don't forget like to enjoy นะคะ the student life. พี่ทศคะ
Same as Pichin.
More.
No, I was just thinking that if I can return, if I can go back in time, I would not have done like, you know, a 3 years and 1/4. I would have
was
spent
super
like
fast.
I would have done 6 years. And then I see like those friends who take their time and then, you know, but they just go party. But I mean, in a different way, I would go, I was asking if you can change the background so then they can actually see what exactly we do. So they have like the idea. That's why I was asking, sorry.
Okay.
So I would just spend time, like Pishin said, I would, you know, if I study about marine science, I would just go and study in real life too, and then find out if I really like it, and then come back to class. Like he said, you have to survive the class too, not just like, you know, survive the life out there, and then spend more time exploring while you're still here. Because when you go out in the real world, it's a different, you know, experimentation that you're gonna do. Yeah.
JJ ค่ะ if you can return back to your MUIC life
I do regret didn't read much book. in my program at CDP, we have a lot of creative projects. We do lots of projects simultaneously at the same time that kind of like make me neglect the syllabus, the course syllabus a bit. But then Ajahn will show us that, hey, there's a reading material. And later in life, I just learned how fabulous book is. If I can turn back time, definitely I'm going to go back to those reading material and read. I know it's like, it's such a boring thing to do. You want to go out and party with your friends, cherish your relationship with friends and peers. But then again, we also have book club where you help other people read. I'm sorry, that's super nerd. But yes, like, because books are great. Books give you critical ideas of what's going on in the world. And it's like, you know, it's so great. They write this amazing thing, and then you read it and you want to share with other people. And that's why joining the book club, joining any other club, and sharing ideas and talk. And that's your picture, Kapithot.
Are you advisor of book club?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But we do have film club now, and please join. And yeah, books are great. Go back. If you have leisure time, leisure time, we want to eat, we want to sleep, we want to exercise. If you have leisure during campus time, if you have a 6 hour between classes, why not like sit down and read something, do your homework, read something, go to Ajahn, discuss about books. Books are great. It's part of becoming the global citizen thing, right? To understand what's going on in the world, be critical about it.
What JJ also mentioned about reading book is also go in line together with Dr. Chachat this morning as well. Now think again. So then if you join the morning talk, or if you're listening to the live from Dr. Chachat, he also mentioned that he read many books, and also with this kind of like the books that he read can also change or inspire what kind of like the thing that he can also use with his career today. And as everyone already mentioned about like the student club, so I just would like to know that here in MUIC we have more than 30 clubs for you students to join. For sure, coming here to MUIC, everyone's supposed to be here for studies, right? But then apart from study very hard, we would like to encourage to be everyone to be like a very well-rounded students as well. So then with this kind of like the club that you join, it can also empower and enhance your capability in terms of dealing together with the people, keep your own networking. It can be like from the party. For sure, it's like fine to join the party, but then with this kind of thing, you can also maintain or keep the networkings all together. Back to Pithot again. Now coming back to MUIC for the study that you have from your own curriculum, what kind of like the thing that you can also still use for your now career?
Well, actually, I think we are quite all around for MUIC students. Because when you go out there in the real world, at least me or many of my friends can easily recognize that this guy is from MUIC.
How?
Because we really speak out. Yeah. So it's like when I give lectures to different places, MUIC is the one that asks a lot of questions. Like pretty much one of a very few universities that will raise your hand and then ask questions because you're there to ask. I get that confidence from university. So I'm not going to say which subject because maybe one of my lecturer is sitting there and then she feel a little bit sad that I don't talk about that subject. But I think every class is worth something. She got an A for the first term. I got an F for the first term. Art appreciation. That was her. Art appreciation. No.
Not here
No. Not อาจารย์เดลอาจารย์ Charles Freeland. Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah. So you know, I don't care. The grade doesn't matter. The grade doesn't matter because when you go out there in the real world, like me recruiting people, I don't even look at the grade. So you get the confidence. You can like, you know, slick, you know, move around when they ask questions. That's what you learn from when you are in this culture. I think that's more important.
Just add to Pithot as like I myself as like the lecturer and also recruiter sometimes. So somehow for the grade we didn't have a look at it at first. So normally we saw from like the activities like the applicant had done so far and to see how far that this kind of applicant can exercise their own extracurricular activity during their own study and how that kind of the activity can contribute to the work, so to speak. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that do just like don't focus in terms of like the academic anymore. But just like actually just to support people that grade is not that important. Live your life here and learn things that here in MUIC atmosphere provide to all of you is also important as well. ค่ะ พี่ชิน ค่ะ about your
I
learning.
second his opinion about like the character of the student. I don't know why. How come there's some sense of curiosity that they go and ask and that confidence. I don't know how did you guys make the student become like that, but that's amazing. And yeah, so because like I also guest lecturing in other places and it's quite boring, you know. it's just like just keep talking without it's just quite boring. And let me think. I was thinking something and I forgot. Not cool.
It's fine.
Okay.
Just like to add you that as human beings, sometimes when we talk, we need two-way communications. No, meaning that as like even like for the lecture class, I sometimes right after I share some kind of information, some kind of like the disciplines or the area that I keen on, but then I don't want to see my students just like look at me blank. Yeah. At least like do something in returns, like some kind of like eye gatherings, or like
You mean
ask back.
You mean like now? Look at them blank.
We're going to have like the session of the Q&A later. So then I do believe that everyone will bombarding the ideas or questions to us. นะคะ So JJ, you are now shift the role from the student to lecturer. So then how can or what kind of like the discipline that you learn contribute to your recent day work?
I have to
ถึง
look
ก็
at
เปิด
my
ถึง
note
ต้องเปิด
because-
เลย แสดงว่ามีเยอะมาก
to avoid what happened to Pichin.
Discipline to contribute to my work.
Pichin,
I
you
mean,
wanna go
like,
first?
it's everything. Just like even just like club activities, or apart from club activities that you involve, it's like it builds your character, how to deal with people, deal with human, and detect bullshit.
And you say that on the stage?
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's not formal, and like the resilience, like to learn how to deal with failure. Let's say like Dr. Ben Philip gave me a D on my first term. You gave me a D on my first term, and I was like, in my first semester, I was like, how am I gonna survive that year? You gave me a D. Yeah, I gave myself a D. Yep. So dealing with it, that's a part of like growing up, and that's when I fail off stuff. It's like a part of life, you know. So it's not only the grade, just like how you deal with people, and you have some friends, and then they turn to be an asshole, getting a broken heart. That's a part of life.
Seems to me it's quite common. I mean, like this is like the kind of thing that everyone have to encounter.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, so it's like.
But I think here, at least we have a pretty, let's say, good communities that at least like you won't get stabbed and die on the street. Yeah.
ใช่ใช่อ่าฮะโอเคค่ะเจเจ you have something to say
I have notes because I
5
think it's
pages I
quite
saw.
because I think it's quite crucial of what MUIC teaches me that I also want to pass on now that I'm kind of teach here ค่ะ it's that you're okay with who you are ใช่ค่ะ the feedback อาจารย์ give you from different classes EC classes general education classes and creative classes that I took a lot of vision is that they always give you positive feedback they always have way for you to say like nice thing for you to develop further ค่ะ and of course like to accept who you are just for me coming from a Thai school and it's different back there and now coming here that you know like you can be good at math you can be good at science but I've never been good at that before and they also say oh you're interested in this area that's fine you like watching cartoon that's fine you like this kind of music that's fine manga geeky music geeky TV show why not ใช่ไหมคะ everything is peculiar and different in their own way and we accept that within ourselves and at the same time we accept that with other people the diversity that we have in here with other students and อาจารย์ as well ค่ะ our different belief races culturally politically but beyond that also the hobby that we share and do not share and we kind of accept that differences and we accept the similarity also ค่ะ and that kind of make us learn to listen learn to be understanding learn to be less judgmental ค่ะ and I still want to go on a bit and also like compromise our differences and thought be kind I think sometimes that's all we need is to be kind and listen with classes now too I try my best to accept and listen to ideas that students and น้องๆ want to share and then okay that's new to me also I learn new things every day when students write me paper or send me assignment I was like oh I never seen that movie before I can be very judgmental with some movie but then again like I would have to listen to them first okay well why do you want to talk about this so on and so forth because this is what my ajahn did to me as well they exercise patience to the max even though like everything I did was quite nonsensical there's nothing nonsensical everything is important in their own way ค่ะ and no I think it's very important I want to talk about it and that's what they give me the MUIC give me อาจารย์ give me and I want to pass that on so they can pass it on and on again ค่ะ that everything is important it's fine being who you are we accept differences we accept peculiarity ค่ะ
I think like from my own experience MUIC also provides some kind of like area that you can go outside of the box but within some kind of such a certain frame that we will not invade some kind of like the privacies of the people as long as we can do full scales of things now I think here
I would say I know why how do you build that atmosphere here and to have that something unique like that because like when I go elsewhere it's like I don't really have like witness this environment to open to people how do you make this environment I just ask
I mean like trial and error it's super important because like here it's fine to make mistake it's fine to talk nonsense so with this kind of like the creativities in this kind of like the atmosphere is like open the how to say the feeling that not afraid to lose so then that's the reason why like try and error is like kind of somehow equipped the self-confidence of our MUIC students. They can talk whatever they like. They can do whatever they want as long as it's not hurt anyone mentally or physically. Go up to the max. So then this is the kind of thing that MUIC try to groom our students and also graduates as well. นะคะ And now, may I just like return back a bit because here today is about like the global citizens. So now lead to our major questions because like here, this year like to celebrate 37 years or 37th anniversary of MUIC, we try to aim the one of like the key concept is the global citizens. Like, and for everyone experience here, Pithot already pursue your career in other countries. So I know it is very, very hard because I teach in the university, not here in Thailand, and it was quite tough to prove that we are capable and can do that. So what kind of like the career path or the things that you have to encounter when you decide to go and explore into the global level?
Well, it's difficult to say. I think it's just a matter of the experiences you collect. Because I don't teach like a certain subject. I'm invited to be a guest speaker on different topics, especially I think Pishin also, right, in a different topic that he's really good at or he's really an expert on that area. So like today I will be flying to Taiwan right after this class, just to speak about the sustainability, recycling plastic waste, saving them from the ocean, something like that. There are not that many people who are doing that, like Pichin's job as well. So if you want to be, trying to go like overseas in different stages, just be good and focus on whatever you're doing and try to be the best at that area. I think that's just stay focused on what you do, and at least try to know what's the global stage is doing. Don't be just good here in Thailand, because when you just go out there, you're like nobody. So if you know everything if you're good in your area in a global stage, then I think that's you can compare to others.
Pishin ka, you are not nobody. So then, how could you promote your niche or your expertise to compete to the global level?
I think we don't promote ourselves.
No,
We
but
don't.
then it's like
I
but
think
then
they
how
invite
could we?
us. I think they invite us if you're good at something, they invite you.
Yeah, because I just like don't go ask to be a speaker at all, because like I think like that's so much work. But here I didn't do any preparation. I'm sorry. So
Naturally, it's fine.
yeah. So to go out there, let's say they reach out to me to apply for grant. So I mean like just get your work. I mean like okay, for my work is like pictures and science, so just get your work out there and not reach and like be pleasant person to the people in the communities, and words gonna spread somehow. Don't be an asshole, and then just keep doing good job, better job, and your best job is like the first basic level that you need to strive for. After, just keep that flow, and if you aren't too unlucky, you'd probably go somewhere.
JJ ka?
What was the question again? I'm sorry, ma'am.
So gearing toward the global citizens as our title today, what kind of like you yourself will be pursue to the global citizens, or what kind of thing that you would like to tell your students to be the global citizens?
I have notes for that as well, because I also think that's
Very
very
well.
important, and I don't want to like misinform people.
Good.
Or forgot what I wanted to say. Because I was watching Dr. Chacha talking this morning as well, to understand properly what is global citizenship. What is that even? And I think, well, in terms of us, can we stood up there with the global citizen? Of course, we do have our advantage of having to know or understand English to a certain extent, but still, like, my English is not the best. My Thai is also bad. I'm working on my Sindarin. Okay, but what Ajahn Chacha this morning he said is that to be critical of what's going on, of everything, to have doubt, to never be 100% sure. But what we often talk about when it comes to global citizenship or like a global issue is such a big issue, environmental issue, political issue, this and that. But how about my nonsensical stuff? I think that is also a part of a global issue as well, and that's what I wanted to exercise, is that you don't have to do big things always, and we cannot do everything everywhere all at once, excuse me. But small thing, the specific area that you interest is also play a part locally and globally as well, that you can dig into it and do a deep research into it and be a part globally within that issue. Just like the music you like, the movie you like, the art you like, you dig deep into those fields, and then you will see that internationally there are also people who discuss the things that you wanted to do, even though how small it is compared to the environmental issue, the political issue, or the global warming issue, war, even hobbies and small areas are also part of it, are also part of cultural sustainability, also part of the global hobby, global entertainment, so on and so forth. And these are the areas that you can do. Film labor, the area that I like, manga, if you like reading comic book, those are big industry as well that you can dig even just a tiny issue about it, have passion about it, and go on. You will be the only one expert who can talk about it in the world, ใช่ไหมคะ in the world that need to discuss more about it, of course. And I've been seeing students doing that too. I have the opportunity to be an external review for the creative student, the creative program, and they already started doing their research about mental health issue. How can they make a design that fix or help this issue, gun violence, cultural diversity, this and that, and during that research that finally will become a creative output. They already did read so many papers, do so many research, conduct so many interview and survey to reach out internationally. How have these issues been addressed and come back to ourselves? How can we fix this issue locally, จริงไหมคะ and that's already like a lot before reaching out to be a fully grown, responsible global citizen.
From what JJ said, I think we can see like the inclusiveness, no, of everything that one can also contribute themselves in order to be the global citizens. So then I do believe that three of you may have like their own experience as like the former MUIC students. Would you like to voice to our MUIC staff as well, not for the MUIC students? So then I think this is the questions that come from like the MU staff and MUIC staff and MUIC faculty in how far that MUIC can help to prepare the students in this generation to become a global citizens.
Well, I think start with me, right? With the oldest, always. So the first thing that MUIC prepared you, maybe you prepared yourself before that, is language ability. You can, I think everybody here can speak English. Just a matter of you want to speak or you don't want to speak. I see a lot of MUIC students that goes out already and then tell people that I can't speak English. I said, what the hell are you talking about? You had classes and all in English, right? So that's one thing that you can already do. Then two, it's the confidence that I think everybody here also have. Maybe you said, oh, no, I'm not so confident, but if you compare yourself to others from other universities, we are very confident. We are sometimes too confident. So just have to be very careful about that. And then about the knowledge, I think what I know, how the grading system here is much more difficult than other universities. So, like for example, I go to another university and I set the same standard. Like, okay, a C is 70%, and everybody complains. Why? Ajahn, why? Can we change it to 50, 60 is a C? No, I don't do that. So it's like, it's already difficult. So academic-wise, I'm not worried. What I'm worried the most is what not everybody has. Is the humbleness. When you're just being too confident, when you already know all the educations and academically trained, confident, language ability, but then humble, that's something that not everybody can learn from university. So you have to go out there. That should be a part of the global citizenship. If you're good at something, you're good at it. That's where is the limit, where you can show that you're good at it. So that's something that you need. Yeah.
Okay, language proficiency, confidence, and humbleness. Okay, Pishin ka?
I think what are being done here are good in on the everything that Pithot was saying. So just boost it to a next level, and maybe have more budget for the practical session or field work, so they can go out and do experience more real thing. Would be nice. Yay!
budget wise
Budget. Yep.
โอเคค่ะเจ๊ค่ะ
Agree with both ค่ะ Agree with both พี่ทศ and พี่ชินค่ะ with พี่ทศ with พี่ชิน yes we need budget for everything we need budget for the film production class definitely so that we
Talk
can
to the
อาจารย์ยิ่งย
camera.
ศอยู่หรือเป
yes
ล่า
we
Talk-
need
talk to the camera.
we need budget
Camera,
for the
zoom,
film
please.
production we need budget for every class and club activities tooค่ะ. Thank you very much and also my class needs some more drawing material thank you And I agree with what Pito just said, to be humble. It's very important. Like best university in Thailand, of course. But be humble. We can never be enough. Just like what Dr. Chachat said this morning, have room for doubt. Never have a 100% sure. You can always learn new things every day from an unexpected source. ใช่ไหมคะ from someone you totally unexpected student, someone younger than you, someone you didn't thought that will have this certain kind of knowledge. Not everybody knows everything, so be humble and you don't know who they are basically. But also at the same time. And why you're being humble, read more books, right? Because to fill in your hunger, your curiosity, read more books, join conferences, be kind, ask questions, go join the conversation, don't be afraid. ใช่ค่ะ just no one gonna care basically what you're gonna ask or what you're gonna say. You just meet them for one time, just say something, ask something. It might be a beginning of a lifelong friendship or learn new thing also. And why we're being humble, also be proud of ourselves. We're working here, best university in Thailand, so many MOUs, so many approved, so many validation, and be proud of yourself. ใช่ค่ะ and I would guess that and the budget.
Okay. So for those, thank you for those who didn't join the morning section. So this morning we start with MOU signing ceremony between MUIC and Faculty of Medicine, Siriraj Hospital. So then we're looking forward for more collaborations นะคะ So my last questions now, I just like to add JJ about and Pithot about the humble things. So then whatever we do, we would like to add some kind of the empathy and sympathies for all the atmosphere that we already encounter ourselves into นะคะ So my last questions to all before I open the floor to the audience นะคะ What are your goals for the futures พี่ทศคะ
Since I started a new business 2 years ago, that's my passion. This is the first ever business that I do with passion because I had to do things that I was forced to do. I was asked to do. So I really want to create this brand called CirPlas. It's from circular plastic that become like #1 PCR material, post-consumer recycle, that I can also save the world at the same time from all the plastic pollutions, and also be well known from this brand, and people know that this is a Thai brand that is the first one that started, and then we're gonna do like the whole East Asian coastal line. So I hope I can see Pishin a lot more diving and taking pictures, and then I can also buy those pictures to use and show people that we have less and less fishing net for him to take pictures of under the water. That's it.
พี่ชินคะ
I'm not thinking too far ahead. I just hope that I'm gonna survive all my assignment for this year. Yeah, because I think I have right now 4 projects that I need to photograph this year and extend into the next year. So I just want to survive those.
Okay, thank you ค่ะเจ๊ค่ะ
I tried like Pishin try to aim for today and also try to write it down, otherwise I forgot it all the time. And I write it down for today too, that I have to evaluate student projects, I have to answering emails, a lot of emails, and deciding what to have for dinner. That's a lot already, but of course we have the ultimate task and ultimate goal as well. I would want to, we're opening the Thai and ASEAN cinema class next trimester, and we have to develop the syllabus just a little bit. Of course, research present my research somewhere, get that PhD thing going, somehow take a deep breath and decided to do it at one point, securing my academic career definitely somehow, please, if AA help. And maybe have a backup plan also if it should fail. Maybe I should, start a gaming career or become a ChatGPT slave. I don't know, aware of those things. But of course, like the ultimate goal actually is to exercise kindness and empathy always, maintain and develop it as much as I can, and exercise it when I can. I only start part-timing here for the first trimester. They say, oh, JJ, you're kind, when I still can. And we'll see how far my patience lasts.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you very much. I think it's time to open the floor. So is anyone, research student or MUIC staff, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to ask or to raise some kind of concerns. มีไหมคะมีค่ะอาจารย์ฟิล์มค่ะ
So, since half of people here are staff and faculties, from your perspective, right, you've been here and you went to the world, what advice can you tell staff and faculty here to better serve the students for the future, to prepare for the tougher future?
Me first again. Okay. In Thai then.
ได้ค่ะ
ภาษาไทยนะ
ได้ค่ะ
Okay, ผมว่า anyone don't understand Thai here? I think all the professors do. Just you. Somebody please translate then.
I will
ครับ โอเคก็ถ้าเป็นผมเหรอสำหรับfaculty staff ผมว่าเด็กๆน้องๆสมัยนี้เขาเปลี่ยนไปเยอะเลยจากน้องในทีมผมหรือว่าจากนักศึกษาที่ผมไปสอนไปบรรยายทุกที่เลยอะผมว่าเด็กยุคใหม่เก่งแล้วก็มี resource เยอะขึ้นมีความคิดที่หลากหลายมากขึ้นไม่ใช่แค่แบบเขาเรียกว่านะหนึ่งดีกรีแล้วสอนเฉพาะบางเรื่องโดยเฉพาะอย่างเงี้ยมันแอบยากเพราะมันไม่สามารถมี1 course ที่ fit all กับน้องๆทุกคนเลยเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยอาจจะเป็นการสอนหรือการเรียนแบบ project base มากขึ้นอาจจะต้อง apply วิธีการเรียนแบบปริญญาเอกเอามาใช้กับปริญญาตรีมากขึ้นก็ได้ผมว่าอาจจะเปลี่ยนโลกไปเลยนะเหมือนกับน้องๆมาแล้วก็นำเสนอว่ามาเรียนก่อนแล้วก็แต่น้องๆก็ต้องเข้าใจว่าคุณต้องรู้จัก basic foundation ก่อนที่คุณจะ think outside the box คุณต้องรู้จักว่า box มันอยู่ตรงไหนบ้างในกรอบพอรู้จักกรอบแล้วปุ๊บคุณอาจจะกลับไปคิดโปรเจกต์แล้วกลับมานำเสนออาจารย์แล้วก็มาเป็นอาจารย์ก็จะเปลี่ยนบทบาทไปเป็นที่ปรึกษาแทนแล้วเขามีความครีเอทีฟมากขึ้นเพราะอย่างแบบผมดีลกับน้องในทีมเดี๋ยวนี้ไม่สามารถบอกได้นะว่าคุณต้องทำแบบนี้1 2 3 4 5ไม่ได้แต่เราให้โจทย์ไปเสร็จปุ๊บเขาไปตีความแล้วก็ไปนำเสนอกลับมาแล้วกลับมาปรึกษากับเรากลายเป็นโรเป็นที่ปรึกษามากขึ้นแล้วเขาใกล้ชิดเรามากขึ้นอาจจะมีอาจารย์ก็จะเริ่มมีคอนเน็กชันที่ใกล้กับทางผู้ประกอบการหรือเอ็กซ์เพรสในแต่ละด้านมากขึ้นก็อาจจะแบบกิ้งก้างโทรไปหาซิปรึกษากับคนนี้สิโทรไปหาคนนั้นสิเผื่อจะได้ไอเดียมากขึ้นถ้าเป็นอย่างเงี้ยน้องๆก็จะเริ่มได้ประสบการณ์แล้วก็ได้ประสบการณ์จริงๆมากขึ้นบวกกับทางด้านของ academic จากทางฝั่งอาจารย์ด้วยในเวลาเดียวกันผมว่าวิธีนี้ถ้าเป็นผมกลับไปเรียนนะผมคงอยากเรียนแบบนี้ครับ
So can I summarize it quickly? If I'm wrong, please correct me. So Pithot essentially saying that the students of the current generation are a lot smarter. We have a lot more resources. We are a lot more curious. So the staff and faculty should be encouraging to actually coach them, not just teach them. Coach them to do project, right? Maybe use PhD type environment, study technique, essentially set up problems. Have students define the problems and then use the knowledge that they learn to solve in class. But however, from the student point of view, you have to understand that you must know the basic. If you're going to want the freedom to do what you like, but you must know the basic, because if you don't know where the box is, how can you ever break out of it? So that's summary. Okay นะครับ
ใช่ครับขอบคุณครับ
เจกับพี่ชินมี add on ไหมคะ
หนูก็ คิดว่าก็ยากลำบากกันนิดนึงกับทั้งแบบว่า faculty staff แล้วก็นักศึกษาด้วยกันเองนักศึกษาสมัยนี้เขาก็มีความคิดสร้างสรรค์กันมากอะค่ะแล้วก็เหมือนที่พี่ทศบอกเขา เขาฉลาดมากแต่ในขณะเดียวกันเขาก็สมาธิก็จะหดกันลง ไปตามแบบว่าเทคโนโลยีอะนะคะก็อาจจะต้องแบบว่าช่วยกันรับฟังอะค่ะเขาอาจจะต้องการบางอย่างที่แบบรวดเร็วมากอยากจะได้เดี๋ยวนี้อยากจะได้ตอนนี้ความอดทนเขาอาจจะแบบลิมิตเนี่ยก็ต้องค่อยๆแบบฟังกันค่อยๆใจเย็นๆค่อยๆรับฟังมันมีเรื่องของ generation gap ด้วยอย่างเงี้ยทำไมเราคิดเห็นแตกต่างกันเรามีแบบความเชื่อทางนู้นทางนี้แตกต่างกันก็ค่อยๆรับฟังดูว่าแบบเราจะสามารถช่วยเหลือนักศึกษาได้ยังไงบ้างและขณะเดียวกันพี่ๆเราก็ด้วยก็ต้องดูแลตัวเองกันไปด้วยไงคะเราไม่สามารถแบบว่ามีแบบ patient ให้คนอื่นได้ถ้าเกิดว่าไม่มี patient กับตัวเองเราต้องแบบใจเย็นๆมีเวลาว่างก็อ่านหนังสือค้นคว้าวิธีเพิ่มเติมว่าที่อื่นเขาทำกันยังไงอะไรแบบนี้ค่ะแล้วก็AI ก็อาจจะช่วยได้ at some point ในตอนนี้ Chat GPT ส่งเข้าไปปุ๊บเขาก็แบบตอบคำถามมารัวๆแล้วนะคะแต่นักศึกษาเขาอาจจะอยู่ในบริเวณที่ต้องการวิชวลมากขึ้นรู้สึกได้ค่ะในตอนนี้ที่แบบว่ากลับมาสอนเองแล้วนักศึกษาชอบรูปภาพเยอะๆ text น้อยๆแต่ในขณะเดียวกันเราก็อยากให้เขาสนใจเราเงี้ยเราก็บอกมันสำคัญมากน้อยแค่ไหนอาจจะต้องแบบ incorporate หลายๆวิธี interdisciplinary เข้าไปตอนนี้ซึ่งมันก็เป็นงานที่เยอะแต่ก็ต้องทำต้องค่อยๆทำไปอะค่ะ
so the key answer นะครับ patience we all mean well we have our gaps so staff have patience and students have patience นะครับ to understand one another นะครับ empathy thank you ครับ
โอเคไทยเนาะโอเคคือผมคิดว่ามันก็น่าเกี่ยวข้องกับเรื่องพฤติกรรมของยุคปัจจุบันนี่แหละในการรับข้อมูลที่ทั่วไปรับข้อมูลเป็นช็อตฟอร์มคือผมมองว่าตอนนี้คือผู้คนรุ่นใหม่ๆอ่ะจะรู้อะไรกว้างกว่าที่ผมรู้สมัยก่อนเยอะที่พวกผมต้องมานั่งตาม follow up ในตอนนี้ก็คือแล้วคือการที่รู้กว้างเยอะอย่างเงี้ยมันช่วยดีคือตอนนี้มันดีอยู่แล้วครับแต่ใช้เน็ตเวิร์กผ่านอาจารย์หรือผ่านทางมหาลัยที่ลิงก์อัพให้กับเอ็กซ์เพรสเมื่อทุกคนได้รับโอกาสในการที่ explore ตัวเองแล้วว่าจะเจาะที่อยากจะเรียนรู้อะไรให้มันในเชิงลึกมากขึ้นลองฟอร์มขึ้นมาเพื่อจะ distinguish ตัวเองออกมาก็อาจจะเป็นอย่างหนึ่งแต่คือผมก็ไม่อยากให้มันแบบไปพุทภาระหรือความเครียดมากเกินไปให้เขา explore เรื่องอื่นๆในชีวิต
so essentially according to Pishin there are a lot more knowledge and for the first time student might know more than the teacher actually on the field that they like so the teacher and staff have to be enabler to actually encourage them to explore further field and make connection to our university connections or to their own personal connection to get the student to learn or succeed in what they want to do okay
โอเคค่ะขอบคุณอาจารย์ฟิล์มนะคะ so thank you very much as the lecturer I also learned the changing the transitions of the style of the students as well and also I do believe that quite a number of ajans already changed from the instructor to be mentor or the facilitators from what they already have in class already นะคะ so I think we are now good in time so may I use these opportunities to say sincere thanks นะคะ for our MUIC alumni นะคะพี่ทศพลสุภเมธีกุลวัฒน์นะคะพี่ชินสิริชัยอรุณรักษ์ติชัยนะคะแล้วก็พี่เจนะคะสุภาวันสุพเนดิต may I invite อาจารย์ฟิล์มto come along and present the souvenir from MUIC นะคะ thank you very much นะคะพี่ทศ thank you very much ค่ะเจ and thank you very much ค่ะ น้องชินโอเคค่ะ